Dear students, this is a continuation of video 2.8, and in this video we will be studying what are the business qualities for software architecture. The first one is time to market, and second the factor is cost and benefit, and third one is protected lifetime of the system, and fourth one is targeted market, and next is rollout schedule and integration with a legacy system. These are the different business qualities we need to implement when designing a software architecture. If there is a competitive pressure or a short window of opportunity for a system or a product, the development time becomes important, because this in turn leads to pressure to buy or otherwise reuse the existing elements. When the time is very limited, in that case there will be more pressure to make a production of a software, because we need to launch it in the market. It has to fulfill all the customers' desires. So when this is not possible, within a time the particular software product is not able to produce for the system, for the society, then this in turn leads to a pressure to buy or otherwise reuse the existing elements. Pressures to buy other products, or else the stakeholders can use the existing software products, or in turn we can call it as existing elements. The next important quality in with respect to business is cost and benefit. The development effort will naturally have a budget that must not be exceeded. That is, I want to develop one application for iPhones. In that case, the estimated cost is 5 lakh. I need to implement all the modules and peripheral devices, required platforms and libraries, interfaces in such a way that it should not exceed 5 lakh. That is the first criteria to be taken care while designing a software architecture in terms software product. And different architecture will yield different development cost. In next coming classes we will study the different types of architecture. Depending on the type of architecture, the cost will be vary. For instance, an architecture that relies on technology or expertise with the technology, not resident in the developing organization, will be more expensive to realize than one that makes advantage of assets already in-house. Because when we are developing the new technologies, we require a new types of architecture over there, so it relies on such a technology. So it is when this kind of product has to be developed, it should not reside in the developing organization, because it will be more expensive to realize than one that takes advantage of assets already in use. An architecture that is highly flexible will typically be more costly to build than one that is rigid. So to maintain this, we have to spend a less amount of budget there. That will be a less costly to maintain and modify. In a previous videos we have discussed what is the modifiability. Depending on the stakeholder or the end user perspective, the product has to be again and again lead to be changed. So in order to make changes, it should not cost much. That is, although it will be less costly to maintain and modify such a product. And next important business quality is projected lifetime of a system. When we are developing a particular product, we need to estimate its lifetime, whether it is a 1 year or it is only for 2 months or more than that or lesser than that. In this case, if a system is intended to have a long lifetime, also modifiability, scalability and portability become important. when we are developing a product for a longer duration, in that case we need to taken care all these factors, that is modifiability. In future there is a situation arises to change the behavior of the elements, the interaction between the elements. In that case we need to implement alteration in the such a product. And scalability, for example in 2020 we are developing a software product for that can be usable by 1000 people at a time. 1000 people in by 2030 the lifetime of such a software product will be set 2030, that is 10 years. It is launched in 2020 and the lifetime is 10 years. So end lifetime is 2030. So in 2030 in 2020 1000 people are using this. So in 2030 10,000 or 1 lakh people want to use the same product. It should match the scalability of the existent model. And portability, with no alteration and with no complication, the product has to be easily deployed in any kind of that is system. It may be any kind of electronic system. It may be a personal computer, it may be a laptop, notebook computer, or iPads, iPhones, etc. These the three factors are become more important when we are developing a product for long lifetime. On the other hand, we can say a modifiable extensible product is more likely to survive longer in the marketplace, extending its lifetime. Obviously, instead of purchasing a new product for a small alteration or a small modification, then within the existing product we can make some modification, then that is nothing but extended product, and it is more likely to survive longer in the marketplace. Next is targeted market, that is for general purpose, for mass market software, the platform on which a system runs as well as its feature set will determine the size of the potential market. When we are developing some software product, we should think of the targeted market, whether we are developing it for a public organization or a private organization or government, or for a small group of people or for a large group of people, like this, particularly whether it is for developer or for a marketer or for a end user. We need to think of all these aspects. That is for general purpose, that is for mass market software, the platform on which a system runs as well as its feature set will determine the size of the potential market. Thus, portability and functionality are key to the market share. Other qualities such as performance, reliability and usability also play a role. And next business quality attribute is rollout schedule. That is, if a product is to be introduced as a base functionality with many features released later, the flexibility and the customizability of the architecture are important. That is, flexibility, the product should be flexible in a way, in such a way that we can add more features, or in a situation arises we should reduce some features, already existing features in the product. And customizability means according to customer need, the product has to usable. The application has to behave, application has to provide the functionality that are desired by the customers. That is, the customizability of the architecture are important. Particularly, the system must be constructed with ease of expansion and contraction in mind. This is a rollout schedule. Basically, it is meant for, that is, flexibility and customizability of the architecture. The next business quality attribute is integration with the legacy systems. Legacy systems are the systems where different rules and the laws will be applied. When the particular software product is developed, it has to stick to with the different legacy systems. That is, it has got some copyright or a market license from the government. Okay, this is an integration with a legacy system. The new system has to integrate with the existing system. Care must be taken to define appropriate integration mechanisms. This property is clearly of marketing importance but has a substantial architecture implications. These are the business qualities. And next is architecture qualities. There are 3 architecture qualities defined here. The first one is the architecture qualities. The first one is conceptual integrity. The second one is correctness and completeness. And the third one is buildability. Conceptual integrity means when we are developing the particular software architecture, it should be conceptualized. It has to follow some phenomenon or mechanism to produce all the functionalities, intended functionalities for the customer or a user. That is, conceptual integrity is the underlying theme or a vision that unifies the design of the system at all levels. And second one is correctness and completeness. When the product is developed, it should be correct. It should perform all the functionality intended for that product, and the product should be complete. It should suppose the application is developed to fulfill 10 functionalities. Instead of fulfilling 10 functionalities, the application is performing only 5 or 6. Then it is then we cannot say it is a complete application. So correctness and completeness are essential for the architecture to allow for all of the system requirements and runtime resources constraint to be met. Essential for architecture. These are the essential qualities for architecture. These will allow all of the system requirements and runtime resources constraint to be met. System requirements will be different for different systems. So until and unless we implement these qualities called correctness and completeness, we cannot find the complete system. That is, it will not meet the system requirements as well as runtime resources constraint to be met. And third important quality is buildability. It allows the systems to be completed by the available team in a timely manner and to be open to certain changes as development progresses. The best example for this is we'll take the ticket booking system for bus. In the bus, maximum 60 passengers can travel at a time, and currently whatever the application we developed, it is running finely, smoothly, and it is performing all the intended functionalities. Suppose after 10 months, the same bus as physically enhanced in the same bus, instead of 50, instead of 60, 120 members can travel at a time. So the application, the ticket booking application to be enhanced. So that is this is the best example to define this. Whatever the application we have developed for a ticket booking system, it has open to certain changes. So earlier the booking capacity was 60. Now we are making in a future 120 as a development progresses. These are the 3 qualities of architecture. And next we'll move ahead. That is, what is the tactics? Introducing tactics in architecture. We can define first what is the meaning of tactics. A tactics is a design decision that influence the control of a quality attribute response. Tactics is a design decision. It has to be taken at the design time. It is a design decision. What it influences? It influences the control of quality attribute response. We can control the quality attribute response. That is, what are the quality attributes we just now studied? 5 plus quality attributes we are just gone through.